Good morning, traders, and this is your technical analysis for the DAX today. So, the daily ended up with a range bar or an indecision bar, and to show you what I mean, long tail to the top, long tail to the downside. That's a range bar, and range bars typically do break out and give me a measured move of the height of the range, either to the top or the bottom. Just look to the left here, you'll see there's another range bar of fairly similar levels, and then you can see support along, resistance here. Okay, and then we've had support along the top of this range bar. If we just zoom out a little bit and have a look at what transpired in the past, okay, and look at that. Now the significance here is fairly interesting. Well, I suppose it's not really significant, but what we see here is fairly interesting. We had 4 months where we're in this range, okay? Pretty much we bounced down and then we're back into it, etc. But between the top, the high and the low of yesterday, look how many days price action fitted into there in the past. So in the past, a 260 point move would have happened over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. Okay, that just shows you how volatile the market is currently. Okay, so you look at that. That's 1 day move, and in the past, that was a good couple of days move. Anyway, I think the point here is the two fairly significant levels that we're bouncing off between. Let's just get down to areas that we can trade. Right, so we had this move down. We bounced off the 150 EMA on the 3 hour, and we retraced. Didn't quite close the gap, but did come up this area. I'm actually just going to make these two permanent on the chart right now. So nothing really to read into this. We could have a trend reversal here, but because we've been up and down over the moving averages here for a while now, I will reserve judgment on that. And also this 150, look at how it's holding support here on the 3 hour. Look at this. Okay, so for as long as we're above this 150, as far as I'm concerned, trend is up. So trend is currently up, but we did have a fairly strong trend to the downside over a few weeks. Okay, and this could be seen as a retracement now sideways. And if we start drilling down to the lower time frames, I think those are the ones that we want to pay attention to. We had this big sell-off, gap down, sideways, gap up, big down, big up. There was a bit of noise coming out of Germany yesterday, which was this single downward candle. Buyers just stepped in straight away to buy it. We are all over the moving averages. Okay, moving averages are straight. I have a crossover of my stochastics, both of them at the moment. I'm below the zero on the stochastic MACD. I haven't had a crossover. So that's starting to be bearish. This is bearish. And this is just totally confused. Okay, so the structure that I see on the hour is we had a big move and we've had this retracement. This retracement, and this is something which we keep seeing, is a wedge. So what we're looking for is a continuation to the downside, to be honest. I'm just a little bit reluctant to commit to that because of this sideways price action that we've been going through for the last last month, the whole of April, basically. So when we get sideways price action like that, there's lots of micro levels which will hold up price. So what exactly are we looking to do today? I think I'm going to want to come down a little bit further. I do have fractals to the upside here. I've got a lower low here, and I broke through. Just change that to a red for us quickly. Okay, so This level here seems to be a significant intraday level. That's 10,682. We broke through it. We've had a crossover here of your moving averages, had a crossover grouping and a crossover stochastics. They've been all over the place. Stock MACD is also pointing down with a crossover, so looking like we have a bit of a downward trend. Ultimately, we need to break below, or we actually need to break below 10,516. But I think from a 15-minute perspective, I want to see a break of this trend line and then a retest. That's what I'd be looking for. Getting that, then we may have this measured move, and this measured move is fairly significant. That's a good 800-point move to the downside. So we've had an 800-point move to the downside. This is consolidation as far as I'm concerned. This was a strong trend to the downside. This is consolidating, and it's consolidating. Maybe, if it breaks above that trend line and starts moving back the upside, then it's consolidating for the upside. But if we break this downward trend line, come back and retest it, then that's a shorting opportunity as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm waiting for, or looking at, should I say. And if we just look at what's happening on the futures market right now, Nasdaq futures is flat, DAX futures is flat, and US futures is flat after not much of a move yesterday. But anyway, so probably we're looking at a fairly flat open, and the big question is whether this trend line breaks. Okay, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches, 6 touches. We closed on it. If this breaks the downside, I'd want to see a retest. So what you want to do then is just get your level, and my level is going to be right there on these two fractals here. Okay, so a breakdown, a retest, then it's probably worth getting a short in, get stop to entry as soon as possible, because this level will more than likely hold you up, which is 10,516. It's probably an area to take some profit, if not all of the profit. It's a 100-point trade. Wait for the bounce back, and then get going. So that's pretty much what I'd be looking at for today. And you can more than likely expect a similar kind of trade, sideways price action. The other thing that the DAX does like doing, just bear this in mind, is it loves forming channels. Okay, and this right now, you can see two touches on that. That could be the channel. So that's why it's important to wait for the retest. So break to the downside, come back, retest this area and start rolling again. There's an opportunity. Or be patient, wait, assume that this is going to turn out into a channel, and wait for the break of the channel and back in. Or if you even want to be a little bit more conservative, wait for the break of 10,516 and then get in for that short trade. So it must be a break and a retest. But look what happens at significant levels. Look how many times we broke and retest, broken retest, broken retest, broken retest, and then went against us, found support on this level. Okay, so for the bigger moves, this is a level to pay attention to. Okay, it's 10,516. You want to break, you want to retest, and then you want to be short, and you want to have a really tight stop loss on that, just in case you have the same kind of price action here. Okay, so that's kind of my view to the downside. View to the upside, the only opportunity I see to the upside right now is a potential gap close here. Okay, and the other thing that I would pay attention to would be a Fibonacci. So gap close is 50%, and then the next level up, which would be the 61.8. That's the area to the upside that I would look at. Okay, so in order for that to happen, we're going to need to get above this fractal here. I need to get a level in here. Actually, this level, forget that fractal, this level. So that level is 10715. So if we get above 10715, you'll probably bounce off this 10766, come find support here back on the 10715, opportunity to get long, and your target is 10820 as the first target. Move your stop to entry, see what happens, and then there's an outside chance you can get up to 10947, which is the 61.8 retracement of the previous down move. Okay, so that's kind of the two scenarios that I can see playing out today, and ultimately your levels to watch are 10627 and then this one right here of 10715. Anyway guys, I hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.